Rivalries in football are everywhere. Individual battles on the pitch and on the touchline.
MA is clearly not happy with the outcome.
But none more so than between the fans. The North London Derby is one of England's biggest derbies, giving us memorable moments in the men's game.
Looking for Ali, and he's broken through. Dele Alli! Oh!
And also the women's.
And Alessia Russo sticks Arsenal ahead.
Today at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Arsenal women are making the short journey through London to prove to their fans that their slow start to the season is temporary and that their sights are still set at the top.
Arsenal Continental Cup champions.
Spurs, on the other hand, are hoping to pile on the misery for their Gunners rivals, just like they did last season in this home fixture. And a much needed win for them too, suffering a slow start to the season of their own. It's a tale of two teams looking to turn around their fortunes, and a tale of two teams who are both as desperate as each other to send their fans into raptures in today's North London Derby. Let's do it.
So today we've got sort of hospitality in the loosest form. It's a bit similar to Westview at Stamford Bridge, where we've got nice padded seats, but obviously food and drink and stuff we've got to pay for.
What, no three-course menu and champagne?
Unfortunately, I clicked the wrong button, you see, so that's why. 25 quid, I thought there was something up with that. But North London Derby, it's a big game.
Oh yeah, about that. Yeah, looking forward to it. Always happy to come to Tottenham and hopefully see them win today, although I'm not overly sure, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Arsenal have had a disappointing start to the season. Obviously, the last time we saw them, they lost against Chelsea at home, which is pretty much the result that saw their manager get sacked, and they are still managerless. Tottenham, on the other hand, they've had a really tricky run of fixtures at the start of this season so far, playing the likes of Liverpool, who are on the rise, and then obviously your top teams like Manchester United, Man City and Chelsea. So this is another test to see where they're at today. They could spring a result, but for now, let's show you guys around and see what we're dealing with today. Not too shabby at all, ladies and gents. Get your food and drink and stuff from here. It's all very nice, very spacious, lots of TVs, and obviously that big window looking at the front. Let's get a better look at that. Can't say fairer than that. And somewheres we like to sit by the window when we've come here before. I can see him. We are waiting with the drinks, and once again, that lovely view. So not long until kick-off now, ladies and gentlemen. We've had a nice burger, haven't we? We've had the majority of our drinks so far. Just nice, chilling out before the game. It's been very, very good. Score prediction time though, because it is the North London Derby. The stadium's beginning to fill out at the moment. Good support as always, and as expected from the Arsenal fans. What are your thoughts on today's game and expectations score-wise?
Right, well, I've had a look at the form for both sides. Interestingly, with Tottenham, I noticed they haven't beaten any sides above them. But equally, Arsenal in a bit of a state of flux at the moment. I know they won 5-0 the last match, but that was at home. I can't remember who it was. But I'm umming and ahhing between two scores. Do I go with my usual, or do I go all out for a 3-1 win to Arsenal?
I'm really glad that you didn't nick my score prediction. I don't mind that, by the way, because you'd have a really annoying habit of nicking my score prediction, then on the spot I've got to wing it. But my score prediction is not too dissimilar to yours, but I think there will be goals. I think you're right there. Spurs have only ever won this encounter once, and that was last season at this stadium, and it was 1-0. I'm going to go for a 4-2 win for Arsenal today. Like I said, I think there's going to be goals, but as you said, they're in a state of flux. They've got a bit of a point to prove to whoever the new manager ends up being, whether it's the interim manager that they've got at the moment. It's a big fixture, and I think that they will be the winners today. But let's get outside, let's soak up the atmosphere for today's North London Derby. And out come the two teams for today's North London Derby. The stage is set and the stakes are high for both teams who are desperate to win. So we've got 90 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, to decide the winners. Who's it going to be? The absolutely fantastic turnout from the Arsenal fans, as expected, completely packing out that away end. And as the Tottenham home end continues to fill out itself, there's still time to see what the true capacity of today's game holds. We are underway, ladies and gentlemen. it's an early goal for Arsenal, 1 minute in. And it is an absolute disaster start at home for Tottenham. Arsenal take the lead as quick as that. Those fans absolutely loving life. What a start to this North London derby for them. It was really cheaply given away there at the beginning, out for a throw-in, and poorly defended throughout from Tottenham. We're only a minute in, clear-cut opportunity, fire past the goalkeeper, and 1-0 to Arsenal now. It's a poor start for Spurs, but they've still got time to recoup. Great block. So far it's been Arsenal that have had the lion's share of the ball and creating more chances, moving Spurs from side to side, but Tottenham on the other hand, at the back, they've just got no game plan whatsoever. They are just holding on to the ball for dear life. There's no real cohesion or fluidity with their movement. There's still time for them to come back into this game, but it's been a really poor start for Tottenham. Arsenal double their lead. You can't help but feel like it had probably been coming. Well, once again, it's clinical from Arsenal. Their passing play has been really, really good, especially in those tight spaces. And work the space for the shots and hit it through the crowd of bodies, and it's 2-0. Spurs have got a mountain to climb and they know it. Look at their body language. It's going to be a lot to try and recover from, but they need to improve because this has been an absolutely appalling display from them so far in a game of this magnitude. Spurs have won the ball high up. Oh, it's a brilliant save. Bethany England has been the only real player for Spurs that's got any determination going forward. Has a brilliant strike, taking it on her own. Could this corner now be a way back into the game for Spurs? They've got a chance, they've got to take it. Bad. Oh, it's so poor. They've got a chance. Oh, that's gone. And that will be half-time, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal 2, Tottenham Hotspur 0. And it was a pretty poor display from Tottenham. But before we get into how bad Tottenham were, what are your thoughts on Arsenal in this game and the fixture, the derby in general?
Well, you wouldn't know it was a derby, first of all. I think there's a lack of intensity, especially from Tottenham, and lack of quality from Tottenham, really, which is a bit disappointing. You think they'd be really up for it. You would think that they were the away team. Arsenal been very good, but, you know, they've been made to look good, I think, as much as anything, to be honest with you. Yeah, a very poor display from Tottenham, and I was umming and ahhing over a 3-1 result. Shouldn't have been umming and ahhing at all, because I can't see Tottenham coming back from this. They had a 2 or 3 minute period towards the end of the first half, didn't they, where they were looking a lot better, but useless.
Yeah, they were undeniably poor, and, you know, as cliche as it is to say, they weren't doing the basics. Even with the ball in their own half with the defenders, they're just knocking it around. And Arsenal are pressing them well, but again, like you said, Tottenham are making Arsenal look a lot better than they actually are. We've got one team that are doing the basics and then some, and then you've got another team that can't even do the basics, and it is showing on the pitch. They are really, really poor. There's no players moving or running, they're all just standing still and ball watching, and for a game of this magnitude, it's been a disgrace, really, what we've seen from Tottenham so far. So they need to step it up in the second half. There is still 45 minutes for them to do so, and obviously being sat by the Spurs fans, it would be nice to see them put up more of a performance in the second half. But I agree with you, I think it's Arsenal's to lose at this point, and I don't think that they will lose. I think it's going to be plain sailing for them in the second half, but we'll have to see. Good shout out, by the way, to both sets of supporters, because it's been quite lively so far, hasn't it?
Arsenal, I think you've said it already, but Arsenal got great support, so well done to them.
Definitely, let's see what the second half has in store. And we're back underway, ladies and gentlemen. level, but I still feel like he should have done better with that. If it was on target, it was in. Great chance again for Arsenal. Well played. Oh! It's a great opportunity for Arsenal. Blackstenius, who's just come off the bench. It's been a much more quiet second half so far. Tottenham started the half really well, controlling the game, and Arsenal have slowly worked their way back into it. They're holding on to the ball. There's no need to rush. They're already 2-0 up, but there's been a lack of chances so far. We'll see if there's any more dramas come towards the end. Inches away from making it 3-0, but Tottenham's still within a slither of a shout of creating a comeback, but there's still time. Oh, it's nice. And that's it. That's game over. And it's a substitute, Blackstenius. He sends those Arsenal fans into raptures for a third time this afternoon. And the 3 points are theirs. Oh, God. Ooh. And that's full time, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal win the North London derby. Well, it was a dismal showing in the end by Spurs. I feel like they've really let their fans down today, because we know that they can play better than what they've shown us in the last 90 minutes. And they're going to enter that dressing room feeling rather disappointed with themselves after that showing. In the meantime, however, this area of North London is red for the time being as Arsenal claim another North London victory in the women's game. Spearheaded by their interim manager, they executed their game plan to a T, even picking up another goal in that second half, and it was comfortable for them in the end. And lacking a bit on the chances front in that second half especially, however, it's been an entertaining game. It's been a good North London derby, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. But as I keep on mentioning, plenty of room for improvement for those Tottenham players going forward this season, because they need to pick up results in the next 4 games against easier teams. Otherwise, I'll be looking towards the future of their manager and thinking he's probably not got long left. But it's Arsenal's day today, ladies and gentlemen. You can see how much it means to those fans. And looking at the celebrations from the players on the pitch as well after a fantastic result like that. This feels like a brand new Arsenal side compared to the one that we saw earlier. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. There's still a long season to go, and it's going to be interesting to see how they fare against those bigger teams for the rest of the season. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. The women's North London derby ends with London being painted a big fat splatter of red. However, of course, there is Chelsea versus Manchester City kicking off in about an hour, so I will be watching that on the way home, ladies and gentlemen, whilst I edit this vlog. Rather disappointing, I think it's safe to say, from a Tottenham perspective.
Yeah, it wasn't the spectacle we hoped and thought it would be. Tottenham just didn't turn up. I don't know what the hell they were up to. I think it's a bit embarrassing, really. I don't know how many times they get to play in the main stadium, but I wouldn't imagine it's that many times, but you think they'd be really up for it, and I don't think they were at all. Didn't show it anyway. Arsenal did. They had a good support as well. It was really like an Arsenal home match today, and they thoroughly deserved the 3-0 win.
There's not really much else to add, to be honest. I think you've summarised it really nicely. It's an occasion like this. Tottenham just did not turn up. They were really poor. Marginally better in the second half, still conceding again. I think Arsenal just executed their game plan really well, especially in that second half. They just controlled the game. There was a point where I felt like Tottenham were coming out fighting, maybe the first 5-10 minutes, but even then they didn't create any chances, and it was just disappointing. But we enjoyed it. We always like coming to the Tottenham Stadium. It's a lovely ground, and sitting in the premium seats today. How did you find that?
I've said it before when I've been here. I love their ground. I think it's the best big ground I've been in ever. I think it's just such a stunning stadium, and as I say, it's just a pity that their home team didn't turn up today.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's video, we've got more Women's Super League action. I'm going on my own up to Everton tomorrow for the Merseyside derby, so there is much more Women's Super League derbies at stake. Make sure you subscribe to go and stick around if you want to go and watch that video, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, I hope you have enjoyed. You probably will, especially if you're an Arsenal fan. See you guys very soon. Hopefully today ends with Chelsea top of the league. See you guys tomorrow. Take care, peace and love.